very special episode today of Healthy Conscience. Today I'm at the pit. It is out here in Grand Prairie, right? Grand Prairie? Yeah. So Grand Prairie, I got my man Steve, an awesome personal trainer with us today, good friend. I've known Steve for over a decade now, actually. He worked at one of the first gyms that I ever worked at LA Fitness. So it's definitely been great reconnecting with him, and he's going to tell us a little bit about his business and what he has going on, and give us some good tips and pointers. Okay. Any questions, comments? Please leave them at the end of the show. Let us know what you think as well, and we'll get back to you. All right.
Save lives. Book your CPR certification today. For more information, go to jcworkouts@gmail.com.
So without further ado, I'd like to introduce you, everyone. Warm welcome, please, for Steve. We have our good buddy Steve here.
What's up? What's up?
We're at the pit, as you can see on this swole shirt he has on here.
Yeah.
So yeah, Steve, man, like I said, I told him I've known you, man, for so long, man.
Yes.
This time just flew by.
Yes.
I mean, we just want to get some good tips. I'm trying to get the listeners to kind of know some healthy steps to be healthy conscious,
Of course,
and
of
just
course.
let them know that we're here for them, to support them, and give them any guidance that we can. Man.
Okay. Yes.
So
Definitely. Thanks for having me here, Julian,
Absolutely,
or actually having
man.
you come out here.
Yeah,
Honestly,
man. Oh, yeah.
I know it's probably a little bit of a drive for you, so definitely appreciate
Yeah, no
that.
doubt, man. No
But
doubt.
so yeah, welcome to the pit.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
So yeah, with us here at the pit, the physically intense training facility, we've been open for about a year and a half. It's
Awesome.
kind of your classic warehouse style gym, 24/7. We're actually doing this podcast in the clubhouse right now, which is pretty cool.
Okay.
We have a kitchen, typical amenities, TV,
Right.
couch, all the basic fun stuff there, of
Yeah.
course. But we also have a cardio room. We're about 5,000 square feet. The cool thing with us is that we also offer a lot of like powerlifting equipment.
Right.
So we're one of the few gyms that we don't just have like pound plates, we also carry like kilos as well.
Nice.
A lot of specialty bars. We have like Rogue Ohio power bars, Texas bars, Texas deadlift bars, kind of everything you can imagine you'd want, honestly.
Yeah.
So it's pretty cool. And again, we've been open for about a year and a half and definitely loving it, loving this journey.
All right, Steve. Yeah, man. So just tell us kind of, I know you've been in fitness for years and years, man, even before it was quote unquote popular, you know. So just kind of tell us what brought you to want to explore and just grow within that fitness journey, you know.
Okay, yeah. So kind of again, you know, I started as like a skinny kid. I think I weighed about, when I graduated high school, like, it felt like a lifetime ago now.
Yeah.
I was skinny. I weighed, I think, like 138.
Oh, wow.
You know, I was a little guy trying to get muscles, of course. And again, like, it wasn't something I was doing for anyone in a sense. It was just more
Right.
just to build up my own confidence, honestly.
Right.
And I just really enjoyed it, to be honest with you.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's kind of one thing led to another. Obviously, reading typical muscle and fitness magazines,
Yeah,
all of
yeah.
that. You know, and of course, Arnold. I mean, you know, I had the whole, what was it, the Arnold Bodybuilder Encyclopedia,
Okay.
of course.
Wow.
Oh, yeah, I was loving it. I was
Wow.
definitely loving it.
Awesome.
You know, and I realized it's something I'm very passionate about, you know, and, you know, I started building muscle, gaining
Yeah.
weight, just really enjoyed it, you know,
Yeah.
and kind of one thing led to another with it, and obviously got certified, became a trainer.
Right.
A little bit of time passes, you know, and, you know, eventually I had my own actual, like, fitness gym, of
Yeah,
course,
yeah.
you know, and then from there it just kept growing and growing, honestly.
Yeah,
So,
awesome,
to
man.
where we are today now.
Awesome. So with you were more, I guess, more bodybuilder style, opposed to like some who might have been athlete transitioning.
Oh, yeah.
Like myself, more so athletic.
Oh yeah,
So,
no,
yeah, man.
I'm
So that's
definitely
awesome.
more on the classic side. So
Yeah,
one thing
awesome.
for me was that my first gym membership I ever had, I think I had one like at, you know, at LA Fitness before and all that.
Right,
but
right.
my first serious gym, it's just something I'm pretty open about. I love is that was Metroflex, the original Metroflex.
Oh, wow.
You know, I remember
Awesome.
talking to like Brian Dobson,
Oh, yeah.
seeing Ronnie Coleman, Branch Warren, all these people every day, a lot of knowledge. But for me, my roots always go back to like hard work, hardcore intensity.
Right.
I've always been big about that. Like,
Yeah,
you know, train hard.
Mm-hmm.
It's funny because I feel like in today's era, I almost want to make a shirt that says "Hard work is not dead."
Man.
I remember I did that, and I was talking to some of my close friends. They're like, "Well, if you think about it, kind of is nowadays.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't want to really work hard.
No, they just want it real quick, fast, in a hurry, man.
Yep,
So
yep.
that internet age is
Yes.
kind of the mood, really
Yes,
kind of the vibe.
there's
you
this
know?
horrible joke where it's like, I made my bed, so I feel like I deserve a new vehicle now. like, no.
Man,
Yeah,
it's
we-
one-handed. It's
Seriously,
one-handed.
you know, and-
Definitely got to put in the work, man.
Yes.
Regardless of what you do.
Absolutely, absolutely. You know, and that's definitely where I'm at. I've always been more on like the intense side. Obviously, still proper form.
Right.
You know,
right.
and it's funny because there's a sense of like, I guess you can say bodybuilding, and then there's like powerlifting. And I think with anything, I mean, obviously there's other disciplines too, but it's kind of more in my world and the type of people I tend to attract. It tends to be maybe one of those two disciplines. Bodybuilding more like on the aesthetic side, so maybe not necessarily giant, you know, muscle on stage, but it can be more like fitness bikini or whatever. But just more aesthetic or more, you know, powerlifting.
Right.
I don't know, kind of getting a little off track, but for me, one thing I've always noticed with the type of gym that I have now is that we attract both. You know, and it's kind of funny because everything does start with basic fundamentals. You know, proper form is a must.
Foundation.
Yes.
You gotta have it.
And it's funny because then from there it kind of branches off. So powerlifting is very technical. You know what I mean? To really become the best, you know, it's not necessarily, from what I hear from a lot of the powerlifting members that I have here, it's not really mind muscle. It's proper form, proper technique. You got that technique down, you work hard, you're going to get
it.
it.
It's really the same, like say a sprinter, man. That technique, if it's off, I mean, you're not going to be able to perform at your maximum level. So, I mean, it's definitely going to be technique.
You know, and then it's funny because then there's like the bodybuilder side where there's form and then there's technique, but ultimately it's more mind muscle, it's more feel. You know, can you really, like for me, if I'm doing, I don't know, let's say biceps, I'm just literally thinking every muscle fiber in my arms and my biceps must be activated. How much blood can I get in my biceps? How many, how deep can I tear these muscle fibers? Deep enough, but not too deep, where I get a real tear. Just a couple micro tears, right? You know, and at that point, it's more mental. It's, I don't want to necessarily say intuitive, but like at that point, you know, it just, I feel like of what I've seen, in the sense of like, I guess powerlifting, again, is more that professional level or that more like advanced level is more technique, and then when you go to more like bodybuilding, to me I feel like it's more mind muscle, it's more feel based, if that makes any sense. You know, and for me, like I've always been a fan of both. But again, I've always been more like on the hardcore side. I've always been more about like volume training. You know, so naturally kind of fall more into like muscle building, bodybuilding type of thing, of course.
Yeah, that makes sense, man. Yeah, Steve, man, I remember definitely you from LA Fitness, man, over a decade ago. I just remember like how you tracked your micros and macros, man. I know back then I wasn't really as big into it because I wasn't trying to, I guess, put on volume as much or mass, I say, back then. So, I mean, it wasn't as important to me, but it's definitely important to some enthusiasts out there right now, man, just depending on what their goals are, really. So can you speak a little bit on that?
Of course. So, I mean, one thing first, definitely not a dietitian, you know. Right. So for me, I'm definitely more experience-based, a little bit of trial and error. Back then, I mean, that's back when I used to eat meat. So one thing about me is that I stopped eating meat, actually. I'm actually 100% vegan. It's been about 2 years.
Vegan.
That's right.
So, I mean, they say vegans can't get all that,
There you
man.
go. I eat what's the joke? I eat my meals. I'm like, I'm gonna go get my meals. This is high
whole
protein.
tree.
Right? No, the whole tree, right? My high protein condensed
That would be a
plants.
good T-shirt. Give me the whole tree.
Give me the whole tree. Give me the whole
Could be
garden.
confused,
God, for real. But I mean, back then, obviously, I know I was. I mean, even now, you know, I'm definitely a little more loose with it because one thing I've realized with me being vegan is interesting because with me being, it's about to be 2 years. There's a certain leanness that I just naturally have, which is very fascinating. Like it's a new thing for me, and I love it because I'm building muscle, I'm gaining weight, but I'm maintaining my body fat, if not dropping, and getting stronger. It's pretty crazy because I mean, it's
especially
technically
the getting stronger part, because you hear all these myths that especially if you lose meat, you lose your power and all that. So I mean, that's awesome to hear.
The thing is, we live in a world now that I love where, because I've tried being like vegan before. You know, we tend to do it more as like, oh, I'm going to be vegan for a week or 2 weeks to do like a cleanse.
Like a cleanse, exactly.
You know? And I'm like, no, for me, it's my lifestyle. It's a framework of who I am for sure. You know, everyone's different. I respect anyone their beliefs, but like for me, at first it was because I did see a documentary on Netflix. It was Game Changers about elite level athletes that are vegan. You know, had world strongman to Olympic cyclists to
Brady, I'm sure probably was on there.
I think he was on there. Maybe, I don't know, right? Yeah, right. No. And then even a couple like actual bodybuilders on there.
Oh wow!
You know, and it was very inspiring. And then I wanted to take on veganism as just like another challenge, and it was in 2020 when I started getting into it. I was a little loose with it at first. I was done eating meat for the most part, but I remember I kind of, I don't want to say fall back, but again, in the beginning I was pretty loose with it, and then, again, this is back in 2020, and then it wasn't until maybe 3 months into it when I was like, this is something I want to take more seriously. I want to just really see how far my body can go with it. And again, it's about to be 2 years, and I mean, to me now, honestly, it's definitely a bit of a personal thing because I'm at a point where people ask me now, like, why are you vegan now? And I'm like, well, my question now is because I honor all life. I tell people, if you want to eat your pet, what are you doing eating a pig? And this is just me. I don't push this on anyone, but if people ask, I'm going to talk.
Absolutely.
Give people understand, like, you don't have to. People always think, like, where do you get your protein from? And I'm like, well, I get it from the plants.
Exactly.
And one of my favorite sayings I heard, it was on Game Changers. I cannot remember the guy's name. I'm sure I'm taking a little out of context. This was a strongman, big dude. He was able to flip over a car. Wow. I remember in the documentary, one of the guys was telling him, he was like, how can I be strong like an ox like you? He goes, don't eat don't eat the ox, eat what the ox eats.
Man, that's good.
And it's the same concept. A lot of, think about like the gorilla. Don't actually eat meat.
Very true.
So I mean, there's a lot of truth behind it, and I'm excited for the direction of where I'm going because, like, I'm getting bigger, I'm getting stronger, I'm getting leaner, and don't eat meat.
Your body's happier at the end of the day because you're not eating all those impurities. I'm sure. So
alkalizing diet, and I think.
Oh yeah.
For me, it was crazy because it was back in November, so I guess it was like 4 months ago maybe, where, I don't know, it was like overnight, I felt like I just jumped ahead 8 months.
Wow.
It was the weirdest thing. It was nothing. It's just, I think at that point, impurities were gone.
Yeah, that's good. Your body fully kind of adjusted at that point, it seems.
Yes.
Awesome,
And I'm loving where I'm going with this. And like I said, the original question was like macros. I mean, back then I was very, and now for me now, like even with my clients, I'm pretty loose with it because a lot of people, my biggest concern is you just need to get the consistency of eating. Most people don't even eat proper, let alone a balanced diet.
Absolutely.
I mean, I'm gonna make sure you have your protein, your carbs, your proper fats, all of that. But then to get to this very particular detail, to me, it's like if you're prepping for a competition, then yes. If you're just prepping for life, you don't really have to be so.
Then just imagine all the other things you got to worry about, and you have this new client that's brand new. They're not going to track all these different parts. I mean, you got to give them a piece at a time.
Yes.
Steve, man, we appreciate your time, man. So, just to wrap it up, man, I know me and you are trainers. We've been training forever, it seems now. The time just flown by, man. So, I know a lot of people, they see stuff online and they just try to kind of emulate that, But really, let's kind of dig into why it's important to have some professional experience trainer to kind of guide you through your path instead of you just kind of trying to wing it on your own.
Oh no, of course, I mean, there's definitely because there is a lot of information out there, and even me myself, there was a few times where I hired a trainer, even for me, just prepping for certain things, And there's nothing wrong with that, like,
So you mean trainers get trainers too?
Exactly, trainers get trainers
Absolutely. There has to be something about that there.
The master also has a master.
Right,
There's truth in that. Oh yes.
Exactly.
And the thing I told, like, it's an investment in your health.
Exactly.
I'll get a lot of people, like, they'll come in here, maybe they'll do like an evaluation. And then they'll be like, well, thanks, but let me do the first month on my own. That's almost no different than, going to school for a degree. Like, you don't just kind of randomly jump around with classes. You have a certain degree you wanted to go for. You want to get this degree, so you have to do very specific classes, or subjects to get to that point. And it's the same thing where, you get a professional, so first, so you don't, like, injure yourself. And it's just like, why not go down the golden path? If you can get the closest you can to that, you go with that.
And just like you mentioned, man, when we were speaking earlier, man, we're the trainers. We've been through a certain road, so you don't have to go through that same process. So, I mean, we've got a few things figured out with our professional experience and the things and journeys that we've been through. So, I mean, it makes sense for you to take that shortcut, invest in your health, your well-being, find a trainer that's going to work for you, and just take that guidance and accept that. And just follow it through. The other thing too, man, give yourself some time, at least 90 days. I mean, the worst thing, like you were just saying, is coming in and trying to figure it out on your own. You've been trying that for years. So, I mean, now it's time to step in and handle it like a professional, just like anything else,
No, absolutely. I'm totally there with you. And even for me here, like I do have like a small group of clients I train.
Right.
With me being obviously one of the business owners, I kind of more focus on the business rather than so much in the business.
Right.
So I do have a team of trainers. So I have trainers here from powerlifting to general health to even have a female client that more focuses on like females, obviously. So and then everything else in between.
Yeah, nice. Nice.
So absolutely.
So diverse crowd.
Yes.
Definitely helpful.
Yes.
Do you guys do any like groups or classes at all? Or
Yeah, so like I myself, I do actually have a few small group training. I have a few small group training classes. Right. That's more what I do, honestly, at this point.
Okay, nice. Nice.
And then my female trainer, she's actually going to start doing small group training as well.
Okay, nice.
So that, and then like I said, we have a powerlifting coach, awesome dude.
Yeah,
Known this guy for years as well.
Awesome.
And he's the person I always direct to for like powerlifting.
Right.
They have another one, another trainer. I call him my my technique specialist because this dude's a technician.
Yeah.
I love it when I see people like he was a member at first actually, and I just remember seeing him always studying, always learning.
Yeah,
He was already
awesome.
certified, and then just one thing led to another with him becoming a trainer here. And
yeah, man.
Doing awesome. Really good team here.
Yeah, that's great.
Definitely very good team here.
So yeah, guys, I got some video of the gym that we're going to show. You'll probably see it at the beginning or end, depending on how we edit it. So yeah, come check out the facility, man. Awesome place. I love it. Still growing. He said he might actually get the building next door coming soon here. So that's what we're hoping for. Sooner than later. So man, I definitely will be back. I need to get a workout in with you one day, man. Hopefully it won't hurt me on the weight too much, man. I don't go too heavy.
Be sore for a month,
Exactly.
No.
Exactly. I do more sports, but I definitely like to switch it up, man. Just get every aspect that I can, really, man. So I'm definitely gonna come check you out on that, man.
Heck yeah.
So you got anything else for me, man? Any other tips or tricks for the people
really all
at
I
home?
can think of. I definitely appreciate you having me here, having me on the podcast.
Absolutely.
Appreciate you
Glad to
coming
have
out,
you.
of course.
Yeah, man.
Definitely beginning of many more episodes.
Hey, absolutely, brother.
Yes.
Absolutely,
yes,
man. Great to have you, man. You guys come check out Steve at the Pit in Grand Prairie. If you have questions, just check him out. What's your IG?
So my personal is mrmr.scfits.
Perfect.
And we got the Pit one, of course, as well. It's literally thepit.tx.
All right. Perfect, man. Perfect. We appreciate you, bro.
Yes.
You take care, man.
Yeah,
and as always, guys, please remain healthy conscious.
I like that. Oh, yes.
Watch the nuts. Watch the nuts. Watch the nuts.
Yeah, right.
Yes, sir.
Go,
the man right here.
There we go.
Holding down the pit.
Yes.
Dude.
Go.
Dude.
You have one job. Yeah. Show you around. Welcome to the pit. There we go.
Indeed.
Where all the fun's at.
It is. What's going on, y'all? How you doing?
It's about 4,800 square feet. Got the turf.
Wow. What's up, guys?
Very particular what machines to get to, by the way. That's the siding of the wall. Garage doors. And then boom. We have pound plates and kilos as well. We have, I think, 1,800 kilograms of plates. We track a lot of power just because of that. We have Kabuki bars, deadlift bars, Rogue Ohio power bars. We got the ring as well. Bench and squats. We got the coolest deadlift jack we'll ever find. And of course, we got to play Dragon Ball Z.
Yes, sir.
Yes. Then again, we have axle bars. We have 8-foot squat bars. We got your classic hex bar, 7-foot hex bar. We even have a log. We have every bar you can ever imagine. If there's a bar that we don't have, you let us know we're gonna get it.
Yes, indeed.
Yes.
Beautiful spot, sir. Beautiful spot. Yeah.
Save lives. Book your CPR certification today.
So I just found out that next door they moved out. We're definitely gonna get next door. It is about 1,400 more square feet. Got the warehouse, got a little office in the front. We're gonna make that actually 100% powerlifting. So we're gonna have probably about 4 to 5 combo racks, deadlift bars, Rogue Ohio power bars. Obviously, we're gonna have deadlift platforms as well. So I'm excited for that. Oh, and a vending machine too.
Nice. Today's episode is sponsored by JC Workouts, fitness tailored for you.